Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. This is Francis for the people that are in Vancouver. Hope you had a great long weekend. I wanted to touch base on a responsibility that we all have. I don't know if you remember, but last week I was talking about the fact that we ultimately generate our own happiness. There's only one person that can do it, nobody else. And everything that happens on top of it, when it's positive, that's a bonus. Another thing that I wanted to share with you, and hopefully I'm going to pay justice, but this is so important, that changed my game this year. And it's funny because that game is about giving. I played a game a long time ago, and that was a game when I was with Xerox, and we were all, with the best salespeople. We were playing a certain game, and a game objective was to find the most amount of gold. So it was kind of a board game, and we had some little lingo, I don't know how you call it, but you had to find the gold, and we had some cards, and we had to ask some questions, and we were playing for a half an hour, and we were like, it was really exciting. And at the end, here's what we found out: the people that had the most amount of gold were the people that were sharing the most. Because you have your card, and you're like, I'm not going to tell you that, because if I tell that, maybe I'm going to lose something. And then, but the people that were actually sharing the most were the people that won the most amount of gold. And so here's why I'm saying this, because 20 years later, I finally applied that in my own life, in my own personal and professional life. Gary, my coach, asked me to read a book last week, and not last week, but last year, and it was called The Selfless Service. And you guys know that I'm working on my passion right now, and it's been since January. And I've never given as much as I've given in an area of my life. And if some people remember, in January I had a webinar. I spent lots of hours doing some interviews and doing some editing, doing some webinar jams, and there's a lot of stuff that I spent hours and hours about giving, promoting other people. And it was, first of all, amazing, because I've learned so much, and I've shared a lot. And it was kind of actually frustrating a little bit, just because you spend so much time and sometimes you don't get anything back. But I was not really looking at it. It was just like, I'm like, wow, I spent a lot of time. But you know what? I love what I'm doing, so I'm going to keep on going, because I knew the concept. And the funny thing is that you also know that I'm a real estate agent, and eventually it's going to phase out. But this year so far has been the best start I've ever had. And I think it's because I've given so much of my time, and I gave freely. I served people. There's a huge difference between especially when you're in sales, or even with your friends. The ones that are asking you something, and that they might want to have something in return. Or the people that are calling you and they want something in return. They're not really serving you. And the best people that I've seen so far in my life, the ones that have ultimate abundance, and not just financially, I'm talking about abundance with their friendships, abundance with their health, abundance with their happiness. Those are the people that were giving so much. People that would just put you in touch with someone. I know someone that can help you do that. Or, a coach I had in real estate, Wade Webb, started to give so much tricks. And eventually I hired him as a coach, because he was giving, and it was really purely from his heart. And at the end of the day, I'm like, wow, I got to hire this guy. And across the board, that's been the case. And I wanted to share that because last week I had one of the best week ever in terms of giving to people. And I made first of all, when we're giving, when we're serving, not pleasing, when we're serving, it helps us to feel good. So if you're not feeling so good right now, or you're in a funk or something, well, when you give act of kindness, or when you give and you serve someone with your gift, you're going to feel great. Like I had someone that just called me or sent me a message on LinkedIn. She's like, hey, do you know so-and-so that can help me for my career? And then I just basically reached out to Gary and the people that I know, and he said, oh, you know what? They should talk to that person. And then that person just message me back and say, I can't thank you enough for the introduction. I feel so great. I'm going to meet that person. That's just one example. And when I slowed down last year, before I started my whole passion project, I remember that, the exercise of not doing anything for 3 days, I was just so present to everybody that I was talking to. I had coffee dates with my friends and they're like, wow, I've never seen you that calm. And I had no agenda. I had no other agenda to just listen and help them as much as I can. Can you do that? Try that this week. I promise it's going to create a ripple in your own life, especially if you do it for more than 1 week. Just be present. What can you give? It might be your time. It might be an advice. And what you give and what you serve is with your value, with your gift. I remember Peter Diamandis, I think I've screwed up his name totally. Sorry about that. But he said, if you want to be a billionaire, you have to help 1 billion people. And that makes total sense. So there's 2 weeks of me serving right now before I go on vacation. And I'm going to miss you guys. And I know that I might share other things, but there's only 2 weeks left before I have a break for 3 weeks. And the reason why I can have that break is because, I've had a great year in real estate, and I'm so deeply blessed by life. And I think it's just showing me and hopefully showing you that when you give with no expectations of receiving anything, life is just giving you in so many other ways. And most of the time, it's not even to the people that you gave that it comes back. It's like different things. And it could be time. It could be a friend that invites you to go for a trip, different things like that. And an inspiration, a contact that's going to propel you for your new career. But it all happens when you're present, when you can truly help people. And what better gift can we give to the world by helping people? That's why we're here, right? What's our legacy? Why are we here? So I just wanted to reach out to you, and hopefully you're going to serve as many people as you can this week. And please post your comment. Let me know how that goes. I promise. And that's the thing, sometimes it takes, sometimes you might be discouraged. But if you keep on going, you can never, ever, ever outpour the universe. It's impossible. If you think that what you give is never going to come back, it's not true. It's going to come back. It's bigger than us. There's so many possibilities, so many things that we can achieve, and so many things that we can gain in life. So I wish you an amazing week. And remember, you create your own happiness. You make your own choice and serve people. Because when you serve, the whole richness, the whole abundance in your life is going to come back. So I wish you a great week. Keep being brilliant. Post your comments. I look forward to talk to you next week.